Hello you guys, this is the first video that I'm filming in my college town of West Laffy Taffy, and I'm so excited. This video is going to be a little bit different because I'm filming on my phone instead of my normal video camera, because I felt like my phone was going to be easier to take around town. But yes, so this video I'm going to be exploring all of the bookstores in West Lafayette, the Lafayette area, and I'm super excited. This video is going to be kind of a 2-day adventure. The first reason being because I'm getting kind of a late start. It is 3:30 and most of the places close around 5 or 6. The second reason is because the sky looks kind of sketchy. It may be raining soon, and I am on 2 feet and 2 wheels. So we're gonna try and do this as fast as we can. I think I'm gonna hit 3 spots today, a couple of indie stores, and then also a Barnes & Noble. And then tomorrow we'll hit the rest of them, or as many as we can. I'm going to try and buy 1 book per store that I go to, kind of treating myself, because tomorrow is my birthday, you know, so this is like my birthday present to myself, buying a bunch of books. Yeah, in case you were wondering, college is going great. I'm super busy, but I'm making sure that I leave time to make videos for you guys, because this is very fun and very important to me, so I want to make sure that I keep doing it. And then the other thing I should tell you before we get going is that I might not be able to talk to you a lot inside of the stores. One, because I feel like it might be a little bit rude to be filming in the stores, and then secondly, I'm going to be wearing my mask. And so I don't know how good it is to be talking to you through a mask. But if I do end up having to, like I can't find a space where I don't have to wear a mask, then, and I have to talk to you guys, then I will put subtitles on. You can always put closed captions on, but I find that they're not always accurate, so I'll put my own subtitles on there. Because West Lafayette has a mandate in place where we have to be wearing a mask when we're in public spaces or if we're outside within 6 feet of other people. We want this pandemic to end, and we want to be safe, and we don't want to pay a $100 fine. So we'll be wearing a mask. And yeah, let's get going. Okay, so we are outside of Vaughn's. I have my mask on because there are a little bit of people around and we want to be safe. I'm not going to talk much while I'm in there, but I'll try and show you guys how cool it is. Sorry for the noise, there are cars going by. I'm right by the road. But yeah, so let's go in and let's check it out. That place was so cool. I ended up getting 2 books instead of 1, but I'll do a haul at the end of the video. And I actually ended up asking if they were hiring, and I picked up an application, so. Okay guys, so I am just gonna wait for the bus that's going to take me to Barnes & Noble because it's kind of far away. I'm not going to make it to the comic book store today because it closes at 5 and it's 4 right now, but the bus that's coming, it's not going to be here until around like 4:26, and then it's going to take around like 20-30 minutes to get to Barnes & Noble. So we're not going to make it to the comic book store, but we'll make it tomorrow. I'm going to start really early and we'll make it in. I'm sorry for the noise in the background. Someone is weed whacking. Sorry. Okay, so I'm in Barnes & Noble right now. And you guys, getting here was so stressful. I had never ridden the bus before, and so I got on the first one, and I didn't know how to put my bike on the rack. And then I didn't know how to take it off the rack, and I didn't know if I was supposed to get off at the stop or not, but the bus driver woman was really nice. She helped me. She like showed me how to put my bike on it. Anyway, and then So we made it here. You guys know what a Barnes & Noble looks like. I'm in the kids section right now because I wanted to find a corner where I could talk to you guys. But yeah, I'll take some footage. It's a pretty big Barnes & Noble, but it's one story. Pretty normal, but I'll take some footage and I'll pick out a book and woohoo, and then we'll go back to my dorm and we'll have a night, and then we'll come back tomorrow and I'll go to more bookstores. So I think this is the last time I'm going to talk to you guys today, but I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, fancy seeing you here. I'm back with day 2. We did the braids again for consistency's sake, you know what I mean. So we should be hitting 2 bookstores today. I think one of them is called like Super Flight Bookstore, and then the other is a comic book store. We're hitting less bookstores than I thought we were gonna hit in this 2-day adventure because it's Sunday today, so a couple of them that I wanted to hit are closed. But that's okay, we're gonna get to the ones that we can get to, and I'm spending way too much money on books anyway. So we're gonna get going. It is around 11 o'clock, and we're gonna go to Vaughn's first so I can turn in my application that I picked up yesterday, and then we're gonna hit the bus and get to the bookstores. Let's get going. Hey guys, so we made it to Second Flight Books, but I'm definitely all sweaty because I didn't end up taking the bus. I ended up biking the whole time, and it was a hefty bike ride and it's humid outside, so we got kind of sweaty, but I'm going to cool off a little bit and then we'll go and head inside Second Flight Books. Okay guys, that place was a lot cooler than I expected it to be. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be, and it was so cool. I got some like bargain hardback books for really cheap. So I was scared that the bike ride wasn't gonna be worth it, but scared for nothing. It was so worth it. I'm going to look up the bus routes now and see if I can take the bus to the comic book store. If not, then I guess I'll be riding my bike again, but hopefully I can ride the bus. Okay, so the bus should be here around 1:22 and it is 12:45 right now. So I picked up some munchies. There's a restaurant like right there. And so gonna eat some lunch and then we'll walk over to the bus stop and we'll head to the comic book store. I'm excited to go to the comic book store. I'm not big on comics, but I do like graphic novels. I am also in the market for a new Spider-Man keychain because I had one, but then it kind of became a quadruple amputee and ended up falling off of my keys. And that first Spider-Man keychain that I had, I got at a comic book store in my hometown called Titan Moon. And so I'm excited to go to this comic book store and maybe I'll be able to find another Spider-Man keychain. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so we did not beat the rain, as you can tell, but we found the comic book store. It's right over here. I'm gonna go in and see if I can dry off a little bit. And maybe check something out. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess. Okay, so I found a bench to sit on under some cover, and the rain has slowed down, but you can hear thunder kind of going, and so I'm gonna wait for the bus to get here, and then I'm just gonna go back to my dorm. I didn't end up buying anything at the comic book store, but it was fun to see. And so yeah, my bus is gonna be here in like an hour. So in maybe like 45 minutes, I'm gonna walk to the bus stop. And then, but in the meantime, you know, I have 5 books in my backpack, so I think I'll pass the time, you know? So, yeah, this is the last time I'm gonna talk to you today, or right now anyway, until I get back to my dorm, because I want to, that's my bus. Anyway, I need to save my phone battery. It's at 17%, and so I need to save that for like knowing what buses to get off and get on. So this is the last time I'll talk to you, but when I get back to my dorm, I'll do a big book haul and show you everything that I bought. So yeah, I'm gonna read for 45 minutes and catch my bus. Hopefully that wasn't my bus that just went by, because I think it was, but maybe it'll circle back around. I don't know. Hey dudes, so we are back at my dorm. I put on a cozy sweatshirt and I redid my makeup so that I don't look like a waterlogged rat. That rain was crazy, so I got off the bus stop maybe like 1.5 miles away from the comic book store, and then like a little bit of a ways into my bike ride to the store, it just starts pouring rain. And at first I was like, why we don't give up on this channel, let's just push through. But then by the end I was like, oh, I wish I had just gone inside earlier. Anyway, so we got home and didn't end up buying anything at the comic book store because they didn't have any Spider-Man keychains, which was sad. As you can see, I brought my tapestry from home. My friend actually bought me this tapestry from Spain when she went, and I think it's beautiful. So I definitely brought it. Anyway, let's get into the book haul. Okay, so the first store I went to was Vaughn's, and I actually ended up getting 3 books from Vaughn's. I got 2 the first day I went, and then I got 1 today, this morning when I went. Okay, so the first book I got is The Power by Naomi Alderman, and this book intrigued me because apparently all over the world, women and girls are discovering they have the power. With the flick of the fingers, they can inflict terrible pain and even death. And with this small twist of nature, everything changes drastically. I read those few sentences and I knew I had to pick this up. This sounds so awesome. Like maybe a little bit of, like feminist power, definitely a bit of fantasy, and I'm very excited to pick this one up. The second book I got at Vaughn's was Carrie by Stephen King, and I definitely have been wanting to read more Stephen King. That's why I got this. I don't really know anything about the book other than, I guess, what's on the back. I know that Carrie is one of Stephen King's more popular books because I see it around more, I guess. And I also have The Dark Tower by Stephen King on my bookshelf. I haven't read it. I haven't read anything by Stephen King, even though I've been meaning to for a really long time. So I picked this one up, and maybe it'll persuade me. Like I'll see it on my bookshelf, and then it'll just keep reminding me to read it. Maybe. Or maybe I'll just forget about it. Honestly, that could happen too. The third book I got from Vaughn's, which was this morning, is The Blood of Elves by Andrzej. I'm sorry. Andrzej Sapkowski. I know I'm butchering that, but anyway, so The Blood of Elves, you probably know this by the Netflix series Witcher or the video game that the Netflix series is based on, and then the video game is based on this book. I believe that's the way it is, but I haven't played the video game or read the book, but I have seen the series on Netflix, and so I saw this and I really wanted to pick it up because there were a lot of things like that I had questions about in the Netflix series, and I think that if I read it, then I would get a deeper understanding of the world, which I want because the Netflix series made me so curious. It was the show was so good and I want more. Okay, so the next store I went to yesterday was Barnes & Noble, and I got 4 books. So I definitely ended up getting a lot more books than I planned to in the last 2 days. But today is my birthday while I'm filming this, so I don't feel guilty, just a little bit of splurge as my present to myself. So, okay, so the next store I went to was Barnes & Noble, and the first book I picked up was Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim. Ooh, look at that reflection. Yeah. Anyway, this one, I don't know much of what it's about. I picked it up because I was looking for a YA fantasy, because I haven't been reading a lot of YA fantasy lately, and I've been missing it. I've been reading a lot of like realistic fiction and contemporary, but this is what I normally read, and I miss it. And so I picked this one up just for the fact that it was YA fantasy, but it also seemed interesting. Apparently she is held captive on a debtor ship, and she saves a mysterious stranger from drowning, and she's worried that might put her at risk. And ooh, that's pretty. Anyway, and so it sold me. I'm excited to read this one. The next book I got at Barnes & Noble was Words on Bathroom Walls by Julia Walton. And this is the book I'm reading next. Like, I'm reading Skitter right now, but as soon as I finish that, I'm reading this one, like, immediately after. I'm so excited for this one. So, there's a movie adaptation coming out soon. I'm not sure whether it's coming out on July 31st or August 7th. Like, the websites have been telling me different things, or honestly if it's coming out anyway because the theaters aren't open yet, or maybe it's going to be an online release. I have no idea, but the trailer for this movie showed up in my feed on YouTube, and I watched it, and I got so freaking excited. Like, I will watch that movie as soon as it comes out, but then I was digging more into it, like trying to figure out when the release date was, and then I figured out it was a book. And so yes, I got it, and I'm going to read it because, yeah. This book is about a teenage boy who has schizophrenia, and you're kind of like inside his mind during this book. Like, you see his hallucinations with you, and it's also a romance, and I think it's gonna be awesome, and I'm really, really, really excited. Okay, so the next book I got this book because of BookTube, because I think all of bookish internet is going crazy about this book. Like, everyone is talking about it, and that is Get a Life by Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. And it sounds good to me. All I know about this book is that our main character, Chloe Brown, has chronic pain, and that this guy, I think his name is Redford? Yeah, and it's a romance, and that's all I know about this book. But I'm really excited because everybody else is excited, so why would I not be excited? You know what I mean? You do. So the next book and the last book I got at Barnes & Noble was actually a recommendation from the sales clerk who worked there and helped me find the other books, because I couldn't find them at first since I asked her to help me. And then she was like, what else are you getting? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just kind of looking. I may be splurging a little bit because it's my birthday. And then she started like recommending all of her favorite books that she read recently, and she recommended this one, Cinderella is Dead, to me. And I want to read this so bad. So apparently this is held in the same world that Cinderella was in, like the Cinderella fairy tale, but it's a couple hundred years later, so obviously Cinderella is dead by then. And I think that the king holds a ball, maybe annually, that all of the young women are required to go to. And that's all I know about this book, but it sounded really cool, and the lady who helped me at Barnes & Noble made it sound really cool, so I would like to read this one. What am I doing? I don't know. So, anyway, I'm tired, and so I'm in a hectic mood. So, then we'll start with the books that I got today at the Second Flight bookstore, which was so much cooler than I figured it would be. It was awesome. Anyway, so the first book that I picked up was An Enchantment of Ravens, because, I mean, look how pretty this book cover is. I mean, but not only that, I've been seeing this book everywhere for a really long time, and I never read it for some reason. Not because I didn't want to, just because I guess it just was never next up on my TBR. But I've always been intending to read it, and so I picked it up. I'm not 100% sure what it's about. Has the fair folk in it, immortal creatures, YA fantasy. You know, I've been craving that lately, so yes. Okay, so the next book I picked up was We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach, and the cover is so like simplistic and pretty, and that's what attracted me to it. So apparently in this book there is a meteor, or yes, there's a meteor about to crash on Earth in 2 months, and I don't think they're expected to live through it. And so they're kind of like going through like the end of their last 2 months of life, and they find themselves, they figure things out and whatnot. This reminds me of another book that I read. I think it was I don't remember. It was in prose. It was a book in prose. If I remember it while I'm editing this, I'll put the book right here. Yes, because I can't remember it now, but future me, while I'm editing this, she'll probably remember. She's smart, so she'll put it right here for you. Okay, anyway. So, yes, I got this book. I thought the cover was super pretty, and also just like super real, because there's just a bunch of teenagers right here, and the title's really small, and that's not normal. She's unique. She's not like the other girls. So yeah. The last book in this book haul is After the End of the World, which I picked up solely because the cover was pretty. Like, will you look at that? Oh, so good. And also I picked it up because I read the first 3 words of the summary and I was hooked. It said, The Unfolded World. I'm into it. I want to know about an unfolded world. And then also it was a crave buy because I've been craving YA fantasy. This is YA fantasy. I bought it. Yeah. So yes, thank you guys for coming with me along this crazy hectic video. It was really fun for me, but also kind of stressful. I rode the city bus for the first time. I biked a lot of miles, got pretty sweaty, and bought a lot of books, spent a lot of money, a lot more money than I was planning on spending. But anyway, it was really fun. Thank you for watching the whole video. I know a lot of you don't. If you liked this video, go ahead and drop a like, and then if you want to stay tuned for my next video, which is going to be my July wrap-up and August TBR, because I'm going to do those at the end of the month. I'll do a wrap-up of that month and then a TBR for the next month, all in one video. So yeah, so I'll do that at the end of the month. That'll be my next video, and if you want to stay tuned for that, go ahead and subscribe, and yeah.